Now this, Google's Nest security system ships with hidden microphones. You know that? Google says it can be used as a voice assistant, you know, like Google Home or the Amazon Echo. Problem is, they did not tell customers that their security system might be listening to every word they say. Google says it was an error. Let's see what Judge Napolitano has to say about this, because he is with us right now. What, legally?
And Big Brother is here.
Oh,
How many times do you and I talk about the loss of privacy and we take it for granted? So here's what the law would say. We're in the United States. We're not in the EU. It's different in the EU,
Yep.
where this would clearly violate statutes. In the United States, it would depend on what was done with that recording. Did it just sit there? Was anybody harmed by it? No harm, no foul. So there really wouldn't be a basis for a lawsuit. In the EU, the very existence, because they're more protective of privacy, the very existence of that microphone and some entity capturing the conversation with the owner of it or user of it or purchaser of it unaware would create the cause of action.
You see, what troubles me is not the legal aspect of this. It's the idea that there could be a microphone in everybody's house listening. Can you imagine what power that conveys to the person who runs that microphone?
When your countryman George Orwell put that in 1984, which he wrote in 1948, it seems so absurd. How could that possibly be? But it's virtually here. Back when he was a good guy, Jim Comey once said, every time he sat down at his desktop in his home or in the FBI building, put a piece of tape across the top. Because he knew somebody, maybe another FBI agent, might be watching him. Here's the head of the FBI, fearful that his own hardware on his own desk is going to be used as a surveillance instrument. You can imagine how the rest of us should be wary of this.
I just don't like it.
I don't like it either, Stuart.
I don't know what you can do about it.
I'm not saying this because I'm your friend and your colleague, but you're doing a profound public service by exposing this. Can I crystallize it? Where's the outrage? Is it just you and me? Where is the outrage? The public should be outraged over the fact that this follows me and listens to me, and God knows who is following with it.
Yeah, it's really awful. It's just awful. But I'm going to move on to the Covington case. The family of one of the students, Nicholas, what's the young man?
Sandmann.
The young man on the screen right there. They're suing the Washington Post for $250 million, defamed him, they say. What's the legalism?
He's not going to get a nickel. How could the reputation of a 16-year-old possibly be worth $250 million? There's no... Under the common law, a child could not sue for defamation because defamation is the loss of reputation. Question, what reputation does a child have? None. If he was a professional and he lost standing, he lost income, he lost clients, he lost customers, it's a different story.
He was exposed to danger because of what the Washington Post and others imputed about him.
That's another cause of action, but to suggest that his loss of reputation is worth $250 million, case will be thrown out.
But it really messes up the Washington Post, doesn't it? That's extremely bad publicity.
It's bad publicity for the Post, but they're insured for this.
No big deal.
I don't think
just walk away from it.
Listen, when you file a document with a court, as the lawyer, you are asserting that the document is accurate. And if you make allegations in there, you're telling to the court you can prove them. How's this lawyer going to prove that this kid lost $250 million? It's inconceivable. I'm on the naysayer side of this. And you should be too, Mr. Plaintiff's lawyers are too rich and ruining the system, Varney.
Why?
But why? That's the way you are.
What do you
think plaintiffs' lawyers are ruining the system, don't you?
No, they're not ruining the system. They're gaming the system, and we all lose.
Should it be loser pays?
Yes.
Should young Sandmann's lawyers have to reimburse Jeff Bezos?
Oh, that's good.
If they lose.
I think you got me on this one.
Okay.
I think you got me. Okay. Unless it was a course of action based on defaming the young man and put him in at risk because you defamed him. That would be the basis of my case.
I think the litigation itself will be more harmful to the young man than his 2 or 3 minutes on national television.
Time's up. I think you lost again. Actually, I think you won this
You're
one.
the best, Varney.
No, I think you won. I'll give it to you. Now get out of here.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.